One day, well, actually one night, it was like really late, around 11 p.m. I have a phone call from a number I don't know. And I pick up.
Sounds dangerous.
And there's this low voice saying,
Unlikely. But
it didn't say it.
no?
And there was your deep low voice saying, "It's Paavo here."
Hello, I'm Paavo Järvi, music director of the Tonhalle Orchestra Zurich. Welcome to Tram for Two, a series where I take my guests on a tram ride through Zurich. We are back in the tram, this time with wonderful Ksenia Sidorova. Welcome.
Ritzy, thank you.
How much time you spend in trams?
Not so much nowadays. No, yeah, but
When was the last time?
Good question. Actually, didn't think about it even before coming on here. Possibly some tourist trams with kids somewhere, but maybe going to school. Back when I was a kid, this was like an everyday commute, bus or tram, something like that. Long time ago.
Now we are here in Zurich to do some Estonian music again. Last time, a few years ago, we performed Erkki Sven Tüür concerto.
Yes.
And then we had an idea that we should have another concerto
I think we always had this idea.
from Estonian
Yeah.
for this. So now Tõnu Kõrvits, Estonian composer Tõnu Kõrvits, what do you think of this piece?
I love it. I
Tell me how
absolutely love it.
it came about.
Basically, I really thank you for the idea, for introduction of such a composer to me, because it's always a pickle with a new piece. You never know what you're going to get. It's like a cat in the bag. So, of course, before that, I try to check out what's the musical language of the composer, what's the background, did they write for accordion before or not. And with Tino, which I think is the case, and I think you would agree with me, he has such a distinctive language of his own.
That's so.
That I fell in love with, listening to his other pieces before when I was doing my Estonian composers research.
Yes.
And of course, it's a very special work for me now because we played it together, and now I'm really into it, and I like this piece. It's like rock and roll.
Yeah, well, he has some connection to the pop world. He's a DJ as well.
Yeah.
He does a lot of that. What's interesting about Tõnu Kõrvits is that he, unlike many other Estonians who are obviously influenced by Arvo Pärt and the whole kind of spiritual movement, he has his own quite romantic, quite a different melodic, not so much influenced by the established school that has become very famous in Estonia because of Arvo Pärt. So it's really, as you say, it's a very distinct voice. A lot of people have some kind of a preconceived idea or a prejudice of what accordion actually is about. Usually you play it in weddings or
on the tram.
On the tram, maybe, alone.
Yes.
But actually accordion is an amazing instrument, so versatile. You can play both hands, you can sustain. I mean, it is like a little organ, and it is.
That's why you can play alone. It became hugely popular after Second World War because this is the instrument of people's happiness, of people's sorrow. You can take it on the street. You can literally do anything with it. Well, I chose to
Play it.
and I chose
Very good. Yes.
I chose the classical side of it.
Yeah.
Never forgetting the root, because I think it's important to know that accordion is the people's instrument.
So tell me one thing now. This is a substantial thing to carry. That box is no joke. I tried it yesterday and I
Succeeded.
I'm still feeling it. Do you do any training?
I think as I grow, I don't want to say as I grow older, as I grow, I realize that exercise generally should be part of everyone's daily activity. But carrying an instrument like that, definitely, you definitely need to strengthen your back muscles, your core muscles, and just to be able to even carry it until the stage.
Yes, absolutely.
So I do run around a lot after little kids and carry the accordion. So that's like strength training and
So basically, that's the thing that you are suggesting as a daily
Have kids.
routine. Play accordion and have kids.
Exact.
What are the next concerti that you are thinking of commissioning?
In the meantime, Dobrinka Tabakova wrote a new concerto for accordion, which I now play as well. And next year I have Fazil Say writing an accordion concerto.
He was here in the
Exactly.
band with us not so long ago, yes?
Yeah, so I'm always exploring who is the new voice that can be something interesting.
He keeps taking notes about the interesting composers.
Yes, I always take notes. I have some plans for the future. Some composers need a lot of time to write, and of course, you are after them. Also to persuade them. Not everyone immediately says yes, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Some say, let's talk, and then we talk, and then I always say, let's just play, because you can talk 10 times, but you need to hear it. You need to see how it
Go
works.
there and we go.
I just go and I play.
And we have a little CD that is made, I think, already, and it's coming out soon.
It's done.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, if we may, if we can, yes. It's a very, very special project with Estonian Festival Orchestra and our Baltic themed CD, which I had an idea about during the time I was living in Latvia. You know, all the CDs come out a little bit with delay. I didn't know I'm going to move then.
Right.
But this is a very, very dear project because it's actually also with Erkki Sventuur's Prophecy Concerto, which you and I first played together.
That's right.
Yes. Do you remember how it started?
Well, I think it was was it in Estonia, in the Pärnu Festival?
Yes. Well, one day, well, actually one night, it was like really late, around 11 p.m. I have a phone call from a number I don't know. And I pick up.
Sounds dangerous.
And there's this low voice saying,
Unlikely.
it didn't say it. Said whatever number, I didn't have it written down. And there was your deep low voice saying, it's Paavo here. Would you like to play Prophecy with me by Erkki Sventuur, that you heard that I did this concerto?
First pickup line I ever heard in my life.
It worked.
It worked.
It worked.
Yeah,
So we had a date and we met in Pärnu. The rest is history.
Rostropovich, they had a travel ban because he said something against Soviet government. And as a punishment, he was not allowed to travel for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And in order to earn a living, he was sent to provinces, so to speak.
Remote places.
The Soviet Union is a huge place, and the remote places are really remote. And he would play his normal recital program, but instead of taking a pianist, because there was no pianos in the igloos where they had to play, and in some other...
There was a composer, actually, Jan Frenkel, who played,
Really?
who said, I'll play accordion for you.
And he did the whole recital with accordion.
It was his punishment, you see?
And this was kind of amazing that you could easily substitute.
Yeah.
I would have loved to hear Rostropovich play Arpeggione Sonata with accordion.
Well, I'm playing that actually.
But actually, why not?
Yes. And you know the story, how it ends. So he was playing together, and Jan Frenkel was accompanying him on accordion, trying to do his best with whatever repertoire on short notice. And then somebody stood up from the back of the...
After they already played?
Audience. Yeah. No, during.
During.
Rostropovich is playing. He comes up, he puts his big hand on the cello and says, brother, let me listen to the real music.
Yes.
It's a true story. He wanted to hear the accordion.
Of course, because he understood what he knew, that instrument he knew.
He believed in it.
Yes. Yeah. Have you ever played Swiss accordion? And what's the difference? And tell me about it. What is it?
So it's called a Schweizer Örgeli, and it's here I'm talking to like I really know it, but I've tried a few times, a couple of times, and if I play in Switzerland, there's always somebody in the audience that comes up and asks me that. So at least I tried, and I succeeded until like Baby Shark.
Yes.
That was my tune. Yes, we've actually done it in Tonhalle, on the stage of the Kleine Tonhalle.
What kind of instrument is that? What's the difference?
It's much smaller. It's an accompaniment to folk songs. Like I think in every nation you get a type of Schweizer Örgeli. They just call it their own thing. So yes, it's really different and much lighter though. So there is a little benefit. Who knows?
Somebody from Switzerland for your lighter journeys.
It's easier to travel with, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you, Ksenia. That has been a real fun. Great pleasure to have you here. See you soon. like and subscribe. See you soon. Like and subscribe.